Horizon is Kevin Costner's grand epic western, something that we haven't seen in 35 years since his Dances with Wolves, and nobody saw it. Guys, I'm writer-producer Trader Bubba, and today we're going to be talking about one of my latest favorite movies that I don't know if I'll ever get to see the sequels to, Horizon, an American Saga. Now, I will say, if you haven't seen this movie, it is very much worth checking out. I own this movie, but I haven't watched it at home. I only saw it once in the theater. And I'm being honest here in saying that, but I want you to know it's not because the movie is bad. I just don't want to fall too hard in loving with this movie and this franchise without knowing if I'm ever going to get to see the sequels. There's supposed to be, I think, 4 of these movies, and they were shot up to the 3rd one last that I heard. Unfortunately, this movie didn't do well in the theaters, and the distributor kind of put the kibosh on releasing the sequel, which was supposed to come out a few months after the first one. I want to give an honest look on Horizon from what I remember, which is a lot. I'm going to say what I love, and then I'll be honest in what the swing and the miss was here for Kevin Costner. But I have to tell you, I'm a huge Kevin Costner fan. I've received projects for financing that he was loosely attached to, and I wanted to do them so bad. Someday I'm going to get to work with him. But what makes Horizon a great movie is that it is an old school sweeping Western. The action is fantastic, and it's not the romanticized version of the West that we kind of tend to grow up with. I love old Western movies. I love John Wayne movies, except for the cowboy and Indian ones. But when it's cowboy versus cowboy, I love the John Wayne movies. Are they at all historically accurate? No, hell no. But they're really fun. There was a move in the late 80s going into the 90s about telling Westerns that were a little more historically accurate, but still very much romantic about what the West was. And it really wasn't until the 2000s when we started getting Westerns that were, quite frankly, gritty and a little more true to history. The story of the American West is not romantic. It is messy. It is complicated. It deals with manifest destiny. And it also deals with a lot of bad things that this country did to a lot of people, not only the Native Americans. And a movie like Horizon shows that America conquering the West, for lack of a better term, is an important moment in our history. And in some ways, it was destined to happen. You can't stop progress sometimes. But it also doesn't shy away from the somewhat more brutal truths of what it took for America to really develop the West when people really started moving west and the hardships that they had to face. And it's an epic tale that tries to connect a lot of different people's stories to one specific town called Horizon. And that is what everything is leading up to. That's all we know so far from the first movie. And the first movie, I think, is about 2.5, almost 3 hours long. The real big swing and a miss here is telling such an epic story over such specific chapters. I don't have a problem with trilogies or 4-part movie franchises, but each movie in each chapter of the story needs to be able to stand on its own. It needs to have its own beginning, middle, and an end. This franchise doesn't have that, and that's a problem. I gotta be honest. I think the marketing for this movie wasn't the best. Now, I remember seeing the trailer and being excited for it, but I'm already a fan of Kevin Costner and Westerns and his take on the genre. So that ticket was sold without even probably seeing the trailer, to be honest. I don't know why the audience didn't respond more to this movie, outside of saying that the runtime is a little long and the ending, there is no ending. The movie just kind of stops, and now you're stuck waiting for the second chapter, which we may never get at this point. There is a lot of characters. There's a lot going on in this movie. And is it too many? I think the problem isn't that there's too many characters. I think it's the format in which Kevin Costner is trying to tell this story. He should have pitched this as a streaming series versus self-financing it as movies. Movies are a lot more risky. Streaming services, I mean, if And that maybe he did and that nobody took it. I don't know, but I don't think he did. But as a streaming service, I think it would have done better because people would have gone into it knowing that it was a 4-season or, hopefully multiple seasons of this epic story. The timing of the movie was also really bad. There was a lot going on in the economy when that movie came out. The box office was still incredibly hurting from recovering from the pandemic and then strikes. It was bad timing all around. But the movie itself is worth checking out. And if you are at all a fan of period pieces, Westerns, being romanticized or historically accurate, you are going to want to watch this movie. I think you will enjoy it thoroughly. I will say, if you do enjoy it thoroughly, you can join the waiting list as far as hoping that the second movie even comes out. This video is brought to you by TraderBubba.com, where I've got all sorts of fun new stuff, including caca bacon. You can smell the difference, and that's the caca. Check out the Cousin Emmy page, my wife's favorite, the acai berry supplements. All proceeds do go to the GoFundMe for Cousin Emmy, whose husband was in the hospital recently just before she's about to go into the hospital and give birth to their firstborn. I'm trying to get 100 people to donate on the GoFundMe, and if you donate, leave a comment on the GoFundMe page, and I'll reach out to you and send you this Cousin Emmy refrigerator magnet. Leave me a comment down below and let me know, did you see this movie? What did you think of it? Did you like it? Are you waiting anxiously for an update on the second one? Or were you just kind of whatever about it? And don't forget to visit the sponsor of this YouTube channel, which is me, TraderBubba.com, home to the official merchandise for all things BubbaTube and our sister channel, Bubba Breaks Sci-Fi. If you're a fan of sci-fi movies and TV shows, Bubba Breaks Sci-Fi, that's another channel for you. I'll leave a link down in the description. If you see anything you like at TraderBubba.com, there's a discount code also in the description down below. Guys, don't go away. I've got another video popping up right here, and I guarantee this is a video you're going to want to check out.